Well, let's go down to Hoover for SEC Media Days. Of course, as you heard earlier in our broadcast, Alabama taking the spotlight today. Head coach Nick Saban, as well as quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, linebacker Dylan Moses, and wide receiver Jerry Jeudy made their rounds today at SEC Media Days at the Winfrey Hotel. Of course, it goes without saying that last year's national championship game plays a huge motivational factor into this year's offseason workouts. And all the guys say it all starts with leadership, both on the field and off.
For a lot of us, on the team, we knew that a lot of the teams that were successful in the past had guys that took on leadership roles and had teams that have took ownership, of the team. Had guys that took ownership of the team, and those were the successful years that Alabama football had, under Coach Nick Saban.
I tell myself and I tell everyone else, whatever happens with this defense this year is like, it's on me, and me, I take pride in all of that. I told you guys before, I'm a perfectionist and I want things done the right way, just as Coach Saban wants things done the right way.
We didn't have a culture of accountability, with our team at the end of the season. I think putting the team first is always really, really important, and these are the kind of things that I think we need to improve on if we're going to be able to improve as a team and continue to develop and have success.
On a lighter note, Coach Saban walking around pretty smoothly today on that surgically repaired hip. Now, he did stop short of saying he's feeling 100%, but he did give a pretty good reason.
I don't want to admit to being 100%, then that would affect how many shots I get over the next 3 or 4 days, which is the end of golf season. I actually have to produce a doctor's excuse not to hit out of a sand trap with the guys that I play against, and I've really been trying to make a good game on the first tee, so I don't want to say that I'm really 100%, but I really am.
Funny note there. Alabama's the top of the SEC West, but the bottom of the SEC West occupied by the Arkansas Razorbacks. Tough first year for head coach Chad Morris, 2-10 overall and 0-8 in the SEC, but they are focusing on the positives, and Coach Chad Morris says there's a lot of morsels from last year's team they could take into 2019.
Coming into year two, if you're not all in, don't waste your time. And we've got a tremendous buy-in. Our culture is stronger than it's ever been. It's something we work on consistently and daily, and very proactive in the approaches that we take. And what I have seen is you see a football team that is player-driven. And I think you see that with the 3 young men that we brought in here today. They exemplify what you want your culture to be about.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, it was a very good first year for Mississippi State head coach Joe Moorhead. The Bulldogs won 8 games, including wins over Auburn and Texas A&M. They also made the Outback Bowl, and they say the expectations are even higher as they go into year 2. And he says he learned a lot from year 1.
Kind of elevating the expectation level of one that was already elevated, and create maybe a little bit of an unrealistic, sense of what we needed to do last season, and kind of keeping that stuff more in-house, and what we did, and shoulda, coulda, woulda, and kind of the opinions that go along with that. And I think Plato said opinions a medium between knowledge and ignorance, you know what I mean? And I should have done a better job there, kind of managing some of that stuff, and look back and wish I had done that a little bit differently. Not changed what our expectation was, but kind of how we approached it.